Which one should you go for? The base iPhone 17 for $800 or the iPhone 17 Pro with a starting price of $1,100? Now, for years the Pro model stood for a premium experience, but now the iPhone 17 is getting 120Hz ProMotion display, 256GB of storage in the base version, and the same super bright 6.3-inch display. So there are only two big differences remaining: the camera and performance, with that vapor chamber cooling on the Pro version. But most of all, it's about the camera. So let's focus on that first. So first, the ultra-wide camera. It's the one I personally use the least, but it's now the same one on both phones. 48 megapixel one with a notably smaller sensor than the main camera. You can see the drop in quality, especially in low light, and the perspective is a bit too extreme, hence it's getting much less use than the main one. Next, that main camera. The base iPhone 17 uses a slightly smaller sensor than the Pro model, but both have the excellent sensor shift stabilization, and I honestly cannot tell the difference. Big sensors are surely nice in theory, but in practice, I can hardly tell. Sure, you can pixel peep and occasionally see a bit less noise on the 17 Pro, but that's about it really. Where the true difference lies is the 4x telephoto camera. See, the base iPhone only looks good at 2x zoom, and at 3x zoom it kind of looks okay, but you can see the lack of detail. Go to 4x and it's a night and day difference. Apple could have easily called the iPhone 17 Pro the iPhone Zoom, and it would have summarized the difference with the vanilla version quite well. At 8x zoom, the base version is a blurry mess, while we can still see plenty of detail on the Pro. And I for once am happy that Apple limits the zoom level to 40x on the Pro. It's a useful range. For example, I can zoom on the names of the authors of this book straight from my desk. Other companies offer a 100x zoom option, but photos that far away either look like a blurry mess or like an AI drawing. Now don't forget that this also translates into video. Want to record videos at a concert or a sports event? The base iPhone 17 won't be of much help. It only goes to 6x zoom and the quality is very blurry. The 17 Pro is a huge upgrade for videographers who need a longer zoom. And I could just end this comparison here because really all the other differences are secondary. The iPhone 17 Pro is the phone for camera enthusiasts who like to zoom. Speaking of enthusiast features, you can also shoot directly to an SSD drive with the USB 3 port on the Pro model, while the regular one does not support that. The base model is also missing 4K 120 slow motion video, one of the coolest enthusiast features. And of course we can go even more niche with Pro RAW and ProRes, both features only supported on the Pro models. However, since you need a ton of space and experience with video editors like DaVinci Resolve for ProRes, this is definitely not for everyone. What matters more is that both models support the features that 99% of people will use. 4K cinematic video, dual capture, action mode, the new center stage front camera, and all of that is equal on both models. So what about the rest? Well, first, performance. In Geekbench, the single-core performance is practically the same on both, and the 17 Pro has a slight advantage in multi-core scores. For graphics though, we use the 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme stress test, and the Pro scores 15% higher than the vanilla version before the throttling kicks in. But once they throttle, both drop and the gap narrows. Does this mean the vapor chamber doesn't do much? Well, not really. The temperature of the 17 Pro is still notably lower, so it does help redistribute that heat much better. Last but not least, we have battery life. The iPhone 17 comes with a battery of nearly 3700 mAh, while the iPhone 17 Pro comes with a slightly bigger battery. If you live in the US and you have the eSIM model, the Pro has a 4250 mAh battery, a good 15% bigger size. If you live in Europe or the UK, you have the physical SIM version. The Pro has a 4000 mAh battery, still bigger than the base model, but now by only 8%. We have the physical SIM model, and in our battery testing, we see the Pro indeed lasts a bit longer. For web browsing, our lightest test, the Pro scores 20 minutes longer, but for video, the Pro actually gets a full hour more of YouTube video streaming. and for gaming, the Pro again scores 1 hour over the base model. Those are not huge gains, but they're still appreciated. By the way, if you live and breathe smartphones, we have something for you. PhoneArena is dropping the ultimate coffee table book for phone geeks, a year-long passion project packed with high-res shots and deep dives into the most iconic, weird, and game-changing phones since the 2000s. And it's not just us. We've got hot takes and quotes from some of the biggest names in tech YouTube. Linus, Mr. Who's the Boss, Jerry Rig Everything, Supersaf, Max Tech, Austin Evans, Brandon Butch, John Rettinger, all weighing in on the devices that shaped the tech we use today. This is an exclusive limited run print coming this fall. Hit the link in the description to lock in the details and get on the email list before it's all gone. When it comes to charging, both support the same speeds at 40 watts when charging with a cable. A full charge takes 1 hour and 15 minutes, while a 30-minute top-up gives you nearly 70% charge. That's a very welcome upgrade from previous iPhones. Also, both models support MagSafe wireless charging at 25 watts with a compatible charger. And finally, I have to say that while the Pro model has that telephoto camera, the base version has the advantage of just being much lighter and a slightly thinner phone. People who love compact phones will notice this, and I certainly did. On the flip side, the Pro model with its unibody aluminum just seems a bit more durable. So there you have it. This year it all boils down to that telephoto camera. If you want to zoom, you have to go for the Pro and its quite capable new 4x camera. The rest of the differences are not that big.